Hello, this is Malorian, and this will be the first game of my Onslaught tournament, and it's going to have 2,000 points in my Orcs against some Skaven. So here we go, it's tournament time, and I got my tournament army here all ready to go. This is one that I made to be a very strong Orc and Goblin list, and basically I'm in this year to win it. I've been on a streak where I've been kicking some butt, and I just want to try winning Best General again. So here we go. I got my horde of Black Orcs. They have the Flaming Banner. I got 2 Trolls. I got my Night Goblin Archers in the back with my Night Goblin BSP. My Savage Biggins, and in there I have a level 4 Great Savage Shaman with a Shrunken Head. I have my Savage Orc War Boss, and he has Enchanted Shield, the Sword of Bloodshed, and the Potion of Strength, and then also have my Squig Herd Horde. The mission here is one where across the center there's going to be 5 different flags. One will disappear at the end of turn 3, another one will randomly disappear at the end of turn 5, and then whoever controls them gets an extra 100 points. Otherwise, you're just trying to kick each other's butt because probably more points will come from that anyway. So my opponent here, he's going to be running on the left. Those are something like 15 Storm Vermin, or 50, and in there he has a Grey Seer in his BSB. Then he has 50 Slaves with an Engineer. He has 2 Warp Cannons in the back. That thing there is actually his Abomination. He had actually made this model before the real model had come out. It's converted from the old Doom Wheel. Then he has more Slaves, and in there he has a level 2 Engineer. I think maybe it's a level 1, and then on the far right he has some more Slaves. So going into this game I thought it was fantastic because of course your first game is always random, whoever you're going to be paired with, whereas past this are going to be people with equal skill. And this guy, he was saying it's his first tournament, he really just took what he had painted, and that sounded fantastic. So really the idea here was just to rush up and rip him up. Of course, the way it was, he had more drops, and I didn't really get the matchups I wanted, and I thought it was kind of interesting that his Grey Seer is on the far left. And I actually have a secondary objective that I'm going for in this game, where I'm trying to kill all of his spellcasters. So my Black Orcs will be able to go and deal with them. In the center, my War Boss will be able to slap around that HBA, and then really my Squig Herd, it's really just over there because he has some scouting Gutter Runners, but it's just going to kind of sweep around and do what it has to do. And here's a picture of those Gutter Runners. He has 2 units of 6 over here. They don't even have poison attacks, so they're not really that dangerous. They're just going to be annoying. And you can also see that attached to his Storm Vermin is actually a Rattling Gun, which is something you never see anymore. So my first turn, I really just push up. My Trolls are here to try and make sure that I keep his Gutter Runners away. Of course, I go for the good old Foot of Gork. That's obviously my best spell, and I wanted to really try and use it to bring down those Storm Vermin, but I rolled low and he stopped it, so that's it for my turn. The only part that was kind of annoying for my turn is that this unit over here, my Squig Herd Horde, failed their animosity, had to charge or do nothing, meaning that they had to do nothing. So they're going to be behind and not keeping up with my battle line. His turn 2, then, he moves up very little, and then really the biggest things that happen in this turn is that one of his Warp Lightning Cannons exploded, so that really helped. But he also has some shooting that's starting to go into my Black Orcs and some magic, and he's already killed 7 of them, so they're taking some damage already. It's really that Scourge spell. I wanted to hold on to my dice to stop Dreaded 13th, but that one never came, and just starting to take some losses, but if I can get in there fast, it'll be okay. So then my turn, I now have my BSB unit that failed animosity. Most of my line is just moving up, not overly aggressive with the Black Orcs, just because I really wanted a Foot of Gork that unit first to bring down some of those Storm Vermin before I get in there, just because if I just jump into there, they'll actually beat me through attrition probably. But there you have it. Winds of Magic, only got 4 dice, and wasn't able to get anything done. His turn 2, this was kind of interesting. On the right, his HBA tried getting into me, failed short by about a couple of inches. He has his Slaves there just trying to keep up with it. You can see that his one engineer that has the Doom Rocket moved up into the forest, shot its Doom Rocket into my savages, managed to kill a few, so I'm missing a few there. But if you look at my Black Orcs, they took a huge hit. And this is, again, I'm trying to save my dice for Dreaded 13th. He hits me a Scourge again and just rolls like fire and just kills tons of them. So now, all of a sudden, these Black Orcs are useless. You know, they can't take on that stuff, and now they're going to need to try and run away, actually. My turn 3, all animosities passed. My trolls go and they charge into his gutter runners. In both cases, I take one wound, I beat him and break him, but I fail to catch both of his units. You know, they get +1 to fleeing, so they're hard to catch. You can see that my Black Orcs have swift reformed and started moving away, because that's what I need to do. And I popped my Potion of Strength, and I charged into the HBA. And remember, this means I have 8 Strength 9 attacks. I did 0 wounds, and that's really just because he went and just regen them all. From other attacks of the other savages, I got in a couple of wounds, but then with him attacking back, he did the thing where he did 2d6 hits and killed like 9 or 10 guys. So, took a big loss, luckily held, but now Frenzy's gone, and it's just kind of sad. His turn 3 then, he has 1 unit rally, 1 runs off the board. The HBA is joined by some slaves. I just roll abysmally again. Again, my lord, now that's down to 8 strength 5 attacks. Again, does no wounds. And I lose and I get run down. And he's now into the flank of my bunker. And you can see he's also chasing down my Black Orcs. Alright then, so my turn 4, my Black Orcs keep on moving away and kind of swing over so they can try and deal with the HBA. HBA beats up the bunker, overruns into the Black Orcs so I can fight that next turn. You can finally see that my Squig Horde is now trying to get into the fight and is moving over there. His turn 4, those slaves I was trying to get with my Squig Horde flank my Black Orcs. My Black Orcs do manage to go and kill his HBA, which gave me something, but then I broke and at least luckily got away. My turn 5, my Black Orcs keep running and my Squig Horde wish that they had something to do. His turn 5, he's really just picking off the rest of my stuff, which means like trying to kill the rest of my trolls. And then yeah, my turn 6, there's really nothing for me to do. I can't get into combat. If I move up, he can just then kind of engage me with his big unit, and it's just, he can do whatever he wants to me. It'll probably just make me short range for his shooting, so I just don't do anything. And then on his turn, he just ranks up to look pretty, throws some magic and shooting at me, and that's it. So, victory to the Skaven, and, when you go into a tournament and you're in it to win it, and you get massacred your first game, obviously that's not the right direction. It's also kind of humbling that, here's an army where it's a guy saying it's his first tournament, he only brought what's painted, you think that, alright, this means it's going to be an easy massacre, and you get destroyed. And, to his credit, he was a good player, he played it very well, but obviously, man, just having that Squig Horde on the far right, failed that one animosity, so that they played 0 part in the game. And then, man, his dice was kind of fire against my Black Orcs. And I actually didn't mention, he also had an assassin in there, so I really need things to go my way. And, of course, his magic went off, my magic didn't. And then in the center, it was just embarrassing. My Savage Orc War Boss just losing to that HBA, and then, of course, when that unit gets run down, that's so many points. So, horrible way to start the tournament, and, yeah, not very thrilled at this point.